Hello, friends. In the second session on how to build software products, we will be learning about creating the user interface and how we will do it. So, let us start. When we are thinking about creating the user interfaces, one of the best ways is to use mock-up screens. And I use mock-up screens extensively on my projects. So, we have already learned about the user stories for this project, and so we from there we can create the front end design using the mockup screens. So one of the user stories told us to that the project will have a welcome page, and there will be brief information about the city of Brisbane, and there will be links on this main page about creation of user accounts and login. So on this screen, there is information about the city of Brisbane, a small introduction, and then we have the buttons for creating the accounts. So there are three types of users for which we need to create accounts. So there are three buttons: one for creating student accounts, another one for creating businessman accounts, and third one is for creating tourist accounts. And the people who are already whose accounts have been created in the system, they can log in using this login button from this main page. The next screen we need to create is now creating, say, the student account. When the user clicks on that button for student account creation. So on this field there will be fields for name, then username, password, retype password, phone number, and address. And we have already stated the how the business logic will work. So there will be some kind of validation when the user provides inputs in these fields. So this screen should look like this. Then the next one is to create tourist account. So here is the screen similar to the one for students. So it will again have the name, username, password, retype password, phone number, address. And then again we will have the user creation for businessman type. So it will have similar interface where the user needs to provide information for name, username, password, retype password, phone number, address, and there will be buttons for submit and clear. Then for admin, the screen will be similar, but there is no button on the main welcome page, and this page can be accessed by using a link like say http colon slash slash www.abc.com/admin. So this is required because there is a security issue that no users should be able to create admin accounts from the welcome page. Only the people who know where is this page located, they should be able to create. And then whenever the account is created successfully, there should be a message which says your account is successfully created. So this screen uh, should be there after user creation, and from here the user can continue or log out, because the system has created the account, so the user will be automatically logged on in the system after user creation. And if there is some problem in user creation, then dialog box should appear which says the username is already taken. Like when the username is checked in the database and found that the username, when a user is trying to create a new account, the username already is exist in the database. So this message should be given to the user, and there will be two buttons, try again. So when the user clicks the try again button, uh, the user creation screen should appear. And when they click the cancel button, then uh, it will lead to the main welcome page. And now after creation of user accounts, there should be a login. Like when the user already is uh, uh, has created his or her account, then they can log in using the login button on the welcome page. So when they click on that button, then this screen should appear, where they need to provide the username, password, retype password, and they have to select the user type. Like if the user is businessman or student or tourist or administrator. And then when they click the submit button, if the information provided is correct, then people will be able to log in the system. And when some problem happens, like if the user password is incorrect, then a dialog box should appear, and which will display a message that sorry, the password was incorrect, please provide correct password. And when the user clicks the try again button, the login screen will appear again. And when they click the cancel button, then it will lead to show the welcome page. And when the administrator successfully logins in the system, then the web page we should display should look like this. Here there should be buttons to create information in the system, like create city information, create college information, create libraries, create industries, create hotels, or even edit account. Like the administrator can edit his or her account to change the username or password or any personal information. And there will also be a logout button now, because the user is logged in the system. So you should display a logout button so that the user can log out from the system. And when the administrator clicks on the create city information button, then this screen will appear. Here the user there should be buttons to create parks, create zoos, create museums, create restaurants, create malls, or upload city map. These are all parts of create city info. So when the administrator user clicks on the create park button, then this screen should appear. And here the administrator should provide info for park name, address, email, phone number of the park, and there will be submit button and clear button. So when the administrator clicks on the submit button, then the new park information will be created in the system. And also there is a logout button. If the administrator wants to log out, then they can click this button. The next screen is a creation of zoos, which is very similar to the one we have seen for parks. So there will be a zoo name, then a zoo address, an email of the zoo, and then a phone number of the zoo, and there will be submit button and clear button. Then next screen will be about creating museums. So it is very similar to the ones we have seen for parks and museums, parks and zoos. Then create restaurant, again similar functionality, restaurant name, address, email, phone number, etc. And when the administrator clicks on submit button, a new restaurant will be created in the system. The next one is to create malls. So again, same kind of information needs to be provided, like mall name, address, email, phone number. And when the submit button is clicked, then a new mall will be created in the system. And then upload city map. So when the administrator clicks on the upload city map, this screen will appear, and here uh, the administrator user needs to click on the browse button to find out the file which contains the city map, and then they need to click on the upload city map. So the city map will be uploaded in the system, and then there will, of course, there will be a logout button on this screen as well. And now let us come to the other information like creating colleges. So when the create college button is clicked, then this screen will appear where you need to provide the college name, address, email, departments. And when the submit button is clicked, then the new college will be created. Then create libraries, very similar to the college. So here the administrator needs to put the library name, address, email, phone number, etc. Then create industries. So similar to the colleges and libraries. And here the difference is that here the user needs to provide the industry type. So they will write something on this screen in this field apart from the industry name, address, and phone number, and click the submit button. And then create hotels. So this will be very similar, and here the administrator needs to provide the hotel name, hotel address, email, and phone number. And whenever a new entity is created like college or museum or library, etc., uh, this kind of a screen should appear which says that the entity is successfully created. And when a student logins in the system, so they will be able to view information like city info, college info, libraries. So whenever they click any of these buttons, they will be able to view the relevant information for students. And again, there will be a logout button. Where anytime they can click on this and they will be logged out in the system. And whenever a businessman uh, logins, so after login, the businessman will see this kind of a screen where they will be able to view city info, view industries, view hotels. And for tourists, again, the tourists can see city info and hotels. They should not be able to see other information like libraries, college, industry, etc. They can only see city info and hotels. And when the view city info is clicked, uh, so view city info contains information for parks, zoos, museums, restaurant, malls, city, and city map. So buttons will be there for to view all these entities. So when say a user clicks on parks, so the list of park names and their address, phone number, and email will appear. So like here there was the entry for Hyde Park, so it will be shown the Park address and phone number and the email, and they are all shown on this screen. And similarly, there was the entry for Kangaroo Park, so all these entries will be there. And when a user clicks on view zoos, so all the list of zoos will be viewed, can be viewed with the zoo name, zoo address, phone, email. And when view museum is clicked, then the user can view all the museums in the city of Brisbane. Similarly, when a user clicks on the view restaurant, then the list of restaurants will be there, will be shown on this screen. And when the user clicks on malls, then the list of malls will be displayed. And when the user clicks on view city map, then the city map will be displayed. in a separate browser. And when the user have seen the map, then they can close the this window. And when the user clicks on view college, then list of colleges will be shown with the college name, college address, departments, email, etc. And when the user clicks on view libraries, then the list of libraries will be shown like here. So there will be list of libraries containing the library names, library addresses, library phone and email. Then when the user clicks on view industries, then the industry list will be shown. Then when the user clicks on hotels, view hotels, then the hotel list will be shown. So this much of screens were required to build our system. So user interface design is contains all these interfaces, and we need to create these user interfaces in the system. The next one we will see is the business logic, how the business logic has been implemented. So we will see that in our next session. Thanks for your time and bye for now.